Right now at noon, a Wisconsin man accused of sexual assault who authorities were looking for more than 3 years has been captured. How he was found. And President Trump postpones a round of tariffs on major Chinese goods. How the delay could impact your holiday shopping.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Wednesday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit, but first let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at your first alert forecast. Kind of cool out there today.
Yeah, temperature is about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year, Mark, and the clouds are helping the weather stay that way for this afternoon. Visible cloud track is pretty busy early this afternoon, showing a few light showers and sprinkles out there. But that's about it for now as we head a little bit later into the afternoon hours, maybe even into the early evening. Some showers and thunderstorms are possible. Some sprinkles at the station. Madison, the WISC-TV Skycam, overcast skies, some light off in the distance, and the dew point at 61. So it actually is cooler and less humid, so at least that's some good news. Not too much sunshine to come by today. However, temperatures in some other spots, 73 in Janesville and in Monroe, and 68 in Lone Rock. Your day planner, those thunderstorms this afternoon. We should be dry, though, as we head into Thursday. We'll talk about more storm chances and some warmer weather this weekend into next week in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Dave. This just in from our Channel 3000 Alert Center. Juneau County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal crash involving a car and a bicycle. It happened Tuesday around 8:30 in the morning on U.S. Highway 12 and State Highway 16 near New Lisbon. Investigators say the car and bicycle were both traveling east. A male was pronounced dead at the scene. His name is being withheld at this time. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is searching for an inmate who has been declared AWOL. 19-year-old Michael Duarte is serving a probation sentence with work release. The Sheriff's Office said he was in the process of transferring his work release to the Sauk County Jail, but upon arrival, he failed the intake process and was directed back to the Dane County Jail. He never reported back to the Dane County Jail. His last known address is in the Lake Delton area. Police say a man found passed out behind the wheel at an Eau Claire gas station is facing his 12th drunken driving charge. 60-year-old Keith Bondi from Elkhorn was arrested Saturday at a Quick Trip. Authorities say Bondi told officers he had 5 or 6 beers 2 hours before he arrived at the gas station. Officials say Bondi had a blood alcohol content of 0.23, nearly 3 times the legal limit to drive. Bondi appeared in Eau Claire County Circuit Court yesterday, where bond was set at $10,000 cash. A Wisconsin man who authorities were looking for more than 3 years has been captured. Jeremiah Button's jury trial in Portage County was just 2 weeks away when he disappeared in early 2016. Charged with first-degree child sexual assault and possession of child pornography, Button had been out on a $25,000 cash bond for about a year and a half when he vanished. That's when he ran away and he built a bunker in the township of Ringel. Button told investigators he survived by getting items from a nearby landfill. A concerned hunter called police last Friday. That's when police arrested him. He's expected to be back in court in September. A court in Sweden has found American rapper A$AP Rocky guilty of assault after a street brawl 2 months ago. The 30-year-old, whose real name is Rakeem Myers, told the court that he and 2 members of his entourage were just defending themselves during a street fight in Stockholm in June. But the court says it wasn't a case of self-defense and that the rapper assaulted a 19-year-old man by hitting and kicking him. A$AP Rocky's fans came to his defense, so did President Trump, who called the Swedish Prime Minister to ask for the rapper's release.
Many members of the African-American community have called me, friends of mine, and said, could you help?
Assault charges carry a maximum sentence of 2 years in Sweden. The court gave A$AP Rocky and his team conditional sentences, meaning they won't go to prison unless they commit a similar offense in the country again. President Trump announced he is delaying a 10% tariff on billions of dollars of major Chinese goods until December. Bofta Yaman has more details from the White House.
President Trump delivered an early Christmas gift for anyone planning to buy electronics during the upcoming holiday shopping season. The administration delayed a 10% tariff on about $300 billion of Chinese goods to December 15th. So imported cell phones, laptops, video game consoles, shoes, some toys and clothing will not be taxed until then.
We're doing this for Christmas season, just in case some of the tariffs would have an impact on U.S. customers.
Economists say the tariffs would have cost the average American household an extra $270 a year. That's on top of the 25% tariff already in place on $250 billion of Chinese imports.
The tariffs won't just be something that, as Trump erroneously claims, brings money into the U.S. Treasury, but can have actual impact on the purchasing power of American citizens.
It remains to be seen if the delayed tariffs will have an impact on ongoing trade talks between the U.S. and China.
We had a very good talk yesterday with China, a very, very productive call. I think they want to do something. I think they'd like to do something dramatic.
China has already announced it will not buy U.S. farm goods, leading to concerns in the American heartland.
It can be challenging, but I haven't given up hope yet.
Without Chinese buyers, the USDA is predicting a surplus of soybeans this year, which means farmers will get a lower price for their crops. Bofta Imam, CBS News, the White House.
Brazil has surpassed the U.S. now as the biggest soybean exporter and could do the same thing with corn in the next year. Well, more than 24 states and cities have filed a lawsuit to try to block the Trump administration from rolling back restrictions on coal-burning power plants. Attorneys argue the president's Affordable Clean Energy Plan will reverse progress in addressing climate change. The new suit sets up a legal clash over the environment that could go all the way to the Supreme Court. The Chinese government is blasting pro-democracy protesters who shut down Hong Kong's airport and fought with riot police. Some demonstrators are apologizing to travelers for the violence that grounded hundreds of flights during the past 2 days. Now, China can only interfere in Hong Kong's affairs if they request military assistance, and most Hong Kongers think that is a step that's gone too far for China and that a Tiananmen Square-style crackdown is unlikely. In more local news, the Madison Mallards are moving on. The Mallards defeated the Wisconsin Rapids Rafter yesterday, 6-0 to capture the Great Lakes West Subdivision Championship. Madison will play the Traverse City Pit Spitters. Yes, the Pit Spitters in a one-game divisional championship game. The game will be tonight at Traverse City. The winner of this game will take on either the Eau Claire Express or the Wilmer Stingers in the Northwoods League Championship. Who's coming up with these names? Well, it's estimated parents will spend almost $700 sending their kids back to school this year, according to the National Retail Federation. So as you do your shopping over the next few weeks, we have some simple money-saving tips. First, spread out your purchases. Look for when the deals are and then shop then. If you're picking up bulk deals, divvy them up. Sibling or friends can easily split that 24-pack of pens or several reams of paper. And perhaps the best piece of advice, go shopping at home first. You might be surprised what you have lying around the house. But remember, whether you're at the store or at home, get your kids involved.
I think it's a great opportunity to role model with your children about how to spend money and how not to overspend. So it's a good opportunity to be a good role model and talk to your children about, well, these are the things we need. Let's get the things we need, but let's watch the cost as well.
News 3 Now this morning is getting you and your family ready to head back to school all month. Tomorrow, Leah and Josh will be talking to a medical expert on how you can talk your kids through any anxiety they may have about heading back to school. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
A restaurant favorite that you can make at home. Join us and I'll show you the step-by-step way to making it. And there is no tipping required. How many times have you been to a restaurant and had a dish that was so good that you said to yourself, I wish I could figure out how to make this at home? Well, if you've ever said that about Asian-style lettuce wraps, which are super popular right now, you're in luck. That's right. We've created a copycat version that I know you're going to love. We start by sauteing some ground beef with chopped onion and a bit of salt and pepper. After it's browned, we add some hoisin sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil, chopped pickled ginger, and minced garlic. We let this simmer for a bit so all the flavors come together. And as for where you can find the Asian-inspired ingredients, just check out the ethnic section at your market. Now all that's left to do is spoon this onto a leaf of bib or leaf lettuce, top it with some grated carrot and shredded cucumber, along with your favorite Asian dipping sauce. And you're done. These taste super fresh, and they're right on trend with all those low-carb, high-protein diets. To get the recipe for our Asian lettuce wraps, all you need to do is head over to our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a restaurant copycat way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Isn't that delicious?
All right, guys, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a cool afternoon across southern Wisconsin. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield is tracking some potential showers and thunderstorms later on. That's next in your first alert forecast. Another wave rocks Wall Street as investors fret about a recession. And is there such a thing as too much fun? Well, it depends on your pockets. Diane King Hall has more in today's Money Watch report.
The roller coaster ride on Wall Street continues. After a big swing up yesterday, stocks took a tumble today when the bond market flashed a warning signal. Wall Street's so-called fear index spiked double digits as the yield on the 10-year Treasury note fell below the yield on the 2-year note. On the earnings front, Macy's is out with its quarterly report card. The department store chain says profit totaled $86 million in its second quarter. That was weaker than expected. Sales topped $5.5 billion, but that number was also lower than expected. Facebook reportedly paid hundreds of outside contractors to transcribe audio clips of its users, according to a Bloomberg report. The employees said they listened to users' conversations and didn't know why Facebook needed them transcribed. Facebook told CBS News it, quote, paused human review of audio more than a week ago. And sometimes the cost of fun just isn't worth it. According to a new Bankrate.com survey, the majority of U.S. adults say they have skipped out on a fun activity due to cost. 42% of American adults say they've missed a vacation. About a third skipped attending a concert, and 26% passed on a trip to an amusement park or professional sports game. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. At the noon hour, the Dow Industrial is down 645 points. The NASDAQ off 226. The S&P 500 down 72. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee out of the radio barn. So here are your farm numbers. Time now for weather. Dave is standing by. Lots of clouds in the area.
Oh, yes, and they're really not going anywhere anytime soon, at least today. They're pretty stubborn as we have yet another disturbance close enough to us and a front hanging out near us, and we're saying we really don't want any taste of any more rain, because it's now 5 straight days with at least a trace of rain in Madison. We'll talk about that in a bit. We already received some rain this morning and some light showers showing up a little bit closer to Dodge and Columbia counties, and some sprinkles out and about. Nothing too significant right now, but we could see some additional showers and thunderstorms as we get into this later this afternoon. I mentioned those 5 straight days with at least a trace of rain, about a ½ an inch of rain over the last week or so in Madison. We're up to about 2 inches for the month of August. That's actually pretty much on pace for where we're supposed to be this time of the month, in the middle of August. But I think that as we head into this weekend, we could add to that monthly total, especially on Friday and Saturday. So rain chances, you may want to have that umbrella ready to go this afternoon. I think as we get into this evening, we start to see probably dry conditions, and I really think we'll be totally dry as we head into Thursday. However, that line going back up again, as it tends to do across the rainy months in Madison. So on Friday and on Saturday, pretty good chances for showers and storms. Live look in Platteville or Queen Bee Radio Skycam at those overcast, sort of gloomy skies in this part of Grant County. In Dane County on the Edgewater Skycam, a little bit of light off in the distance and some breaks in those clouds, but they are few and far between. Let's look at the Capitol at the noon hour. Temperatures right now in the low 70s in Madison, 73 in Janesville, and 72 in Mineral Point, 68 in Boscoville. That is quite a bit cooler compared to this time yesterday, especially across southwestern Wisconsin, where it's close to 15 degrees cooler. So temperatures hanging out right around 70 degrees today, with showers and thunderstorms at least possible later this afternoon. Really don't think they'll impact too many of us, but a downpour or two is possible. Then on Thursday, starting off in the upper 50s and partly sunny skies, that rain staying away for about 12 to 18 hours, which is really all we can hope for at this point. But then on Friday, you start to see that green return to the map. Anywhere from about a quarter to a half an inch of rain, not out of the question over the next 48 hours or so. So not looking at any particularly heavy rain, even though portions of the area did see some pretty heavy downpours this morning, like in Juneau and Adams County. So whenever we have a setup like this, there's always the potential for a heavy shower or storm. But as we get into Friday and Saturday, our storm chances come back. Next week, though, feeling like summer and sunny with temperatures in the mid-80s and no rain chances, at least until we get to next Friday.
It's a little damp out there.
Yeah.
The gully washer yesterday at my house, I'll tell you.
Man, those showers really, when they pop up,
Yeah.
they're serious.
It's like living in Fort Lauderdale. Right? All right, thank you, sir. Ahead on News 3 at noon, we'll hear what a California couple who's been together for 70 years says is the key to a happy marriage. That's after this. A California couple has been together for nearly 70 years and they're still going strong. They say their love is sustained by their love of music and matching outfits. Dina Kupfer has the story.
Promise me we'll still be sweethearts after graduation day.
Every note and every outfit harmonized.
Well, my mother bought us matching T-shirts when we were in high school. I picked them out, and so we've matched ever since.
Frances and Rosemary Klontz met in junior high in Auburn, Washington.
I thought she was the cutest little thing when she came into our town. By the time we were seniors, we started going together.
At 19 years old, they were married. Now, both 87 years young, Frances knows the term happy wife, happy life all too well, letting his bride of more than a half a century pick his outfits every day.
She just lays it out for me, and I don't have to worry about a thing.
And while it's obvious they are in tune with each other vocally, when asked about the secret to a happy marriage, this duet is very much in sync.
Jesus first, others second, yourself last. That's a way to spell joy. Jesus and others and you. What a wonderful way to spell joy.
And these singing chaplains perform at their local church, hospitals, and even just around the house. A pitch-perfect match made in heaven.
Soon they say romances break up. How I hope and how I pray we will always be together long after graduation day.
Good for them. Take notes, Dave?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I can't sing as well as I can, so maybe 7 decades isn't in the cards. But it seems like it's been raining for 7 decades in southern Wisconsin. Just the last 5 days, we've seen rain in Madison. High-resolution Doppler showing a few more showers on the way for this afternoon. Temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s, so much cooler than normal today with a chance of showers and storms. We do dry out as we head into tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.